What's he doing in there? We have a right to know. So I cut a hole in the bed of my truck to get to the fuel pump, and I used measurements that I found online for a 1994 GMC Sierra with a 350 and long bed, standard cab, and the hole it's not in the right place, as you can see. So I just wanted to throw this up here to show what I did. 5 inches from the cab is what I went with. You can see I could have gone as deep as 8, 9, or 10 inches and been fine. I went to 19 inches from the cab, and that worked out okay. And it turns out it almost had to be that way because of this little cross member here. I wouldn't have been able to go past 19 without trouble. So that worked out. And then as far as from side to side, how deep I went 11 inches from the side of the bed, the driver's side of the bed, which worked out perfectly because that gave me plenty of room to get down there and get line wrenches on the lines and get the connections off. That was very easy to get to. And here you can see I made the access door, the hole 17 inches wide, so 11 inches from the driver's side is where I started the cut, and it goes over to 28 inches, which leaves 3 full ribs of the bed, those ribs in the bed, 3 full ribs, and then I cut halfway on the first rib and halfway on the 5th rib. And so that made it it didn't have to be quite that wide, but if I'd backed up a little bit, I could have made it maybe 2 inches narrow, not as deep or not as wide, but that worked out okay. So I guess my advice to you would be is if you're working on a 94 long bed, standard cab with a 350, mine's a GMC Sierra SLE, I would go with with 11 inches from the side of the bed, from the driver's side of the bed, and then from 11 to 28, make it a 17 inch, and that gives you plenty of room there to get your line wrenches in and get those hoses and everything off. And then as far as making it, how far from the cab of the truck, that one, I would say you're gonna have to get down there and eyeball from the bottom where you think the top of your fuel pump inlet is, because like I said, I've seen several videos online where they had it pretty close and it wasn't close enough for my truck. So and like I said, one of the measurements I took was from a 94 GMC Sierra standard cab with a long bed and a 350. So I don't know if I had a different gas tank configuration than he did or what, but anyway, from the side of the bed, I think you're pretty safe on the measurements I used here. From the front of the bed, how deep to go, you probably should try to figure that out for yourself. It worked out okay in my case, but I could have made it a lot narrower. But ultimately, it didn't really matter. So there you go. Hope this helps.